Imagine your dream wedding, a celebration of love and new beginnings, suddenly plunging into a nightmare. A picturesque island escape, sun-drenched waters, and cherished friends become a deadly trap. Today, we dissect Wedding Shark Attack, a chilling tale where the ocean's depths hide an insatiable terror and human monsters lurk closer than you think. Welcome back, cinematic explorers, to a deep dive into the most intense and thought-provoking thrillers. If you love movie recaps, explanations, and uncovering hidden details, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, we're plunging into the terrifying waters of Wedding Shark Attack, a film that turns nuptial bliss into a fight for survival. Our story begins at a beautiful island wedding, where Tina's father delivers a heartfelt, yet somewhat revealing, toast. He admits his initial skepticism about Tom, Tina's husband, seeing his perfection as a red flag. However, he ultimately expresses immense pride in the woman Tina has become, highlighting her intelligence, beauty, and ambition. He references the motto of Malta, Virtute et Constantia, meaning courage and consistency, which foreshadows the struggles ahead. Later, Tina tells her father she's great, but he senses something is wrong, observing her usual stubbornness. Her father gives her a gift with the inscription, "Never give up on love," a poignant message for their budding marriage. The next morning, the marital bliss is already strained as Tom and Tina argue, with Tom claiming he has nothing left to say. Their friends interrupt, boisterously dragging them out for a surprise, shouting, come out, wherever you are." Rick and Sadie greet them, teasing about their adorable, just-married glow and proposing a hair of the dog remedy for hangovers. Rick then reveals his grand wedding present, a luxurious catamaran called the Tipsy Mermaid. Tina, however, is visibly uncomfortable, admitting she kind of hates the sea and can't swim, expressing her general disdain for ocean activities. Tom also declines, explaining his past experience on a boat was for a Greenpeace mission, not recreation, as they tried to stop illegal whalers. Rick, insistent on making up for a fumbled speech, refuses to take no for an answer, pushing everyone to board the catamaran. On board, Captain Mackey welcomes them, joking with Sadie about sharks, reassuring her there's never been a shark attack in these waters. Rick continues to flirt with Tina, even catching a falling drink, proclaiming, "Avoiding disaster is my specialty," a statement that will soon be ironically tested. Tina confronts Tom, asking if he's ready to give up on us, pleading to make their marriage work. Tom confesses he feels he's losing you to your ambition since she joined the firm. Tina counters, arguing Tom doesn't understand what it's like to struggle, pointing out his family's wealth. She fiercely declares she will never be the burden of a man, having worked her whole life for independence. Tina reveals she felt unheard and that in that moment, her opinion meant nothing to Tom. Roy, the fisherman who will later rescue them, overhears their argument, remarking, "Trouble in paradise, huh?" He offers cryptic wisdom about marriage, saying, "Everything that lasts comes from enduring the hard parts." Back on the catamaran, a sudden jolt throws everyone off balance, and the boat hits something, prompting panic. Sadie screams that the captain went over, and chaos erupts as they search for him. They spot the captain, badly injured, in the water, and everyone realizes there might be something down there. Rick frantically tries to pull the captain back aboard, but the unseen predator drags him under. The dying captain whispers, "Shark," leaving everyone in disbelief, as there are no sharks that big in this water. They desperately try to radio for help, but the signal is broken, leaving them stranded. Rick finds a flare gun, intending to shoot in the air to signal for rescue. Before he can fire, Tina is suddenly pulled overboard, unable to swim, screaming for Tom to save her. A second explosion engulfs the catamaran in flames, forcing everyone to jump into the water. They frantically swim towards Roy's fishing boat, narrowly escaping the burning wreckage and the lurking danger. Roy pulls them aboard, a seemingly timely rescuer, and the group thanks him for saving their lives. The survivors are shaken, rationalizing the events as a freak accident, despite the strangeness of the shark sighting. Roy refuses to take them back to their resort, claiming a storm is coming and it ain't safe, redirecting them to a distant port. Tina expresses her unease about Roy, observing that he smells like fish, which Rick dismisses. Tom defends Roy, asking what does someone have to do to earn your trust, while Tina's suspicions linger. Roy offers them food and soda, trying to appear hospitable, and Rick jokes he's a regular guy Fieri. Tina's request for sparkling water is met with a curt, "Just take it," from Roy. Roy tells them to relax and says he'll be in the helm, leaving them alone. Tom and Tina try to reconcile again, with Tom admitting he still cares about her, but their core differences remain. Tina argues Tom's rigidity, while he reiterates, "Your point," only reinforces his own, highlighting their fundamental clash. Tina reveals she was willing to compromise on her ambition but, "You never let me voice her opinion." Roy approaches Tina, sharing that he was married once, too, and speaks about lost love. He cryptically warns her, "You don't know what you got till it's gone," before disappearing. Rick, impatient and suspicious, confronts Roy, demanding to know where the hell you're going, questioning his navigation. Roy menacingly tells Rick, "Take a seat," and soon after, everyone feels drugged. The survivors awaken to find themselves tied up, and Brittany trapped in a cage, screaming for help. Roy reveals his true, sinister plan: he's a shark hunter, and they are his live bait. He explains his wife, Nikki, was killed by a shark 5 years prior, and he's been hunting that devil ever since. He describes his failure to lure the shark with dead stuff, leading him to use human bait. Roy reveals that, when they get a taste of human flesh, something changes in them. Tina deduces the shark's unusual northern migration is due to climate change, a fact Roy dismisses. Roy explains how he found them: their burning yacht was a tried-and-true buffet of panicked tourists. He lowers Brittany's cage into the water, ignoring her desperate pleas for help. Brittany is brutally attacked and killed by the shark, leaving the others horrified. Roy, completely unfazed, asks what a waste. So, who's next? Rakinda begins to suffer an allergic reaction to the sedative, alarming Tina. Roy asserts his control, telling them, "You do what I say when I say it, and some of you might make it home." He reiterates his motivation: revenge for his wife's death. Tina defiantly tells Roy he is a weak man, enraging him. Tom tries to protect Tina and Rakinda, offering to hire a crew to hunt the shark for Roy. A Coast Guard boat approaches, and Tom cleverly improvises a message through the radio, alerting them without Roy realizing. The officer orders Roy to freeze. "Don't fucking move," but Roy uses Tom as a shield. Tom fights back, but Roy eventually throws him overboard, seemingly to the shark. Roy declares, "Well, that's one less passenger to deal with," and forces the remaining survivors to sit down. Rick tries to reason with Roy, suggesting they can work as a team and let everything be water under the bridge. Roy angrily dismisses Rick, calling him some dumb redneck and silencing him with a blow. Sadie encourages Tina, calling her the strongest person I know, retracting earlier harsh words. Tina, in turn, acknowledges Sadie's strength, admiring how she lives life her own way. Tina bravely confronts Roy, appealing to his humanity by asking what would your wife think of his actions. Roy admits his wife wouldn't approve, but defiantly states, "But I do," confirming his descent into madness. Roy then prepares to lower Sadie into the cage, declaring, "Let's see you dodge this." Rick, seizing an opportunity, lunges at Roy, telling Sadie to grab the knife that fell during the struggle. Sadie, remarkably calm, takes the knife and expertly frees the others, admitting Tina is way better with this shit, referring to fighting. Tina attacks Roy, telling him, "This is gonna hurt, Captain," as she stabs him with the knife. Roy, severely injured but still dangerous, challenges them, "So, who wants to get in the cage next?" Tina bravely volunteers to go into the cage, despite Sadie's protest that, "You can't even swim." Roy insists they tie her up first, securing her for the cage. Suddenly, Tom reappears, incredibly, yelling, "I can't believe you're alive," having survived his fall. The group unites, declaring, "Let's kill the son of a bitch," and prepares for the final confrontation. Roy, in a desperate struggle, remarks that the shark don't die easy, much like the survivors. Tina and Tom embrace, sharing a heartfelt "I love you, baby," after their reunion. Tom instructs Sadie to push it forward on the throttle to activate the boat's propeller. They lure Roy towards the spinning propeller, culminating in a violent end for the deranged fisherman. The Coast Guard arrives just as Roy succumbs to the shark and propeller, murmuring, "I knew you'd find a way back to me," to his deceased wife. The traumatized survivors are rescued, with Sadie declaring it the worst wedding ever. Roy's final monologue reveals his realization that his quest for justice was merely a scared old man's pain. He believes the fading pain means it's time to follow you, his wife, into death. In the aftermath, Tina holds a press conference, bravely connecting the shark attack to climate change. She condemns corporations like GoPack, despite potentially sabotaging my job, choosing integrity over ambition. This powerful act solidifies her transformation from a career-driven individual to a courageous advocate for what is right. Wedding Shark Attack is more than just a creature feature, it's a story about human endurance, the complexities of relationships, and the impact of our actions on the natural world. It explores how even in the face of terror, true character emerges, and fundamental values can be reaffirmed. What did you think of Tina's ultimate decision? Would you have done the same? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more epic movie explanations. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the cinematic universe.